Hey, what's up, guys? I'm Danny, and on this video, we're going to do a quick summary of Can't Hurt Me by David Goggins. Obviously, highly recommended from the start. This book changed my life in ways of pushing through thresholds and kind of digging in deep and using what I already love as fitness as a way to, as David would put it, callous the mind. Okay, so I have some quotes here on paper. I didn't really plan out this video. I just kind of wanted to shoot from the hip. So here we go. Starting off, this is a quote from a philosopher saying, out of every 100 men, 10 shouldn't be there. 80 are just targets. 9 are the real fighters. And we are lucky to have them, for they make the battle. But the one is a warrior. For me, that really kind of shows, sticking out from the bunch and just trying to make yourself stand out and really kind of put in hard work to climb up that ladder in any occupation and anything that you do. So David's transformation, he has a long story. And I want to keep this, by the way, I want to keep this video short. David has a long story, but one time when he was sitting in his couch, a program came on for a Navy Buds class, 224. And it was called like the toughest in the world. And when he saw that, and I definitely highlighted this word in particular, he said like it became an obsession to get off that couch, change his life for the better. I love that keyword so much because I remember a quote from Conor McGregor saying that he's just like any other human in the world, that the only thing that separates him from everybody else is that obsession towards the craft of like MMA for him, and that anything else is a waste of time. He just had laser focus on what he wanted to do and who he wanted to be. So for David, it was that to be a Navy SEAL at that time. So next quote, first step on the journey toward a callous mind is stepping outside your comfort zone on a regular basis. That quote is definitely cliche. We hear about it all the time. Being comfortable, being uncomfortable, which is a CrossFit one. Just stepping out of your comfort zone. A lot of things do suck. That's why sometimes for me personally, I like when I get with my friends, I like somebody else to come up with programming. So that way, when I choose programming, I kind of sometimes, I'm not gonna lie, I tend to pick the movements that I like the most, which are, sometimes easy for me. So it's cool to do different programming from other places, other people when it comes to fitness. Anyway, know why you're in the fight and stay in the fight. And that goes along with another quote saying to yourself, what is your why? Always when you go through hurdles and obstacles and whatever you're doing, go back to your why to find that kind of deep, inspiration within yourself. Water break. This is not your typical YouTube video. This is out of my Twitch setup, by the way. On Twitch, I'm dynamic_united. If you ever want to see some cool gameplay and other kind of book club reviews just like this one, just check me out on there. The cost of quitting would be lifelong purgatory. I remember that too from a personal experience of mine. Warfighter, which was a military police competition. It's done in groups of 3. I was about to quit this 12-mile ruck march. Another buddy of mine quit before I did. I think it was like mile 5 or 6. And it just sucked so much. My feet were in the worst shape ever. But thank God I went through it, and I don't know how I would have looked at it different. I know how I would have. I would have been so disappointed looking back and not completing it. But I did, and I'm so thankful for it. Only when you identify and accept your weaknesses will you finally stop running from your past. Enough said. That's kind of self-explanatory. You will realize that if you were underperforming in your physical challenges, that there is a good chance you are underperforming at school and at work too. And that's absolutely true, because that goes along with another quote that I've heard that's really changed my mind a lot. is like how you do anything is how you do everything. And I'll give credit where it's due. I heard that from Bedros Keuilian. I'm not sure if he came up with that quote. He might have gotten it from somebody else. I don't know. But how you do anything is how you do everything. Let that marinate a little bit. Coming to a close, guys. Like I said, it was going to be a very, very short video. Analyze your schedule, kill your empty habits, burn out the bullshit, and see what's left. I read another amazing book called The Perfect Morning, where it talks about, kind of laying out your day and using specific times in your day for, to maximize those times, such as in the morning when your body and mind is fresh, to use that, to kind of plan out your day, work on your creativity, get those creative juices flowing, that kind of stuff. And then reading emails and text messages and all that stuff in the afternoon. And of course in the evening, spending time with family, which is number one. And my last quote from this book: if you truly want to become uncommon amongst uncommon, it will require sustaining greatness for a long period of time. Kind of a badass quote. But there was other quotes on this. I didn't write down on this pad because they were too long, and I didn't want to write it down on pen and paper. So I'll read it straight out of the book myself. By the way, this book, probably the first part was his personal story. The second part was going through his recruitment years as a recruiter and challenging himself through doing so many different competitions. And then the third part is kind of hitting it home and kind of, building onto that inspiration and motivation and digging deep and finding like greatness through suffering. Like if I could sum it up in 3 words, it would be that, like discovering your, well, that would be more than 3 words. Discovering greatness through suffering. And I couldn't agree more. Because after I read this book, a couple weeks later, I did a marathon around where I lived, and I'm glad that I did it. It was a bucket list thing to do. Now I've caught the bug, and I kind of want to do more. So, anyway, going through page 210. Fuck the shortcut bullshit. The reason I embrace my own obsessions and demand and desire more of myself is because I've learned that it's only when I push beyond pain and suffering, past my perceived limitations, that I'm capable of accomplishing more physically and mentally in endurance races, but also in life as a whole. That's deep. Okay. Goggins' laws of nature. You will be made fun of. You will feel insecure. You may not be the best all the time. You may be the only black, white, Asian, Latino, female, male, gay, lesbian in any given situation. There will be times where you feel alone. So get over it. It's really black and white, man. It's just clear to the point, Excuse me. I know better than no, actually that was a bad water experience. This is something that I take with me in my firefighting career, because it's something I hear a lot. We don't rise to the level of our expectations. We fall to the level of our training. So it's pretty much like creating and cementing that daily habit towards working at your goals and pushing yourself. Here's a longer one. All right. And David's talking about the culture in this one. Our culture has become hooked on the quick fix, the life hack, efficiency. Everyone is on the hunt for that simple action algorithm that nets maximum profit with the least amount of effort. There's no denying this attitude may get you some of the trappings of success, if you're lucky, but it will not lead to a calloused mind or self-mastery. If you want to master the mind, and I've highlighted this very, very boldly, okay? If you want to master the mind and remove your governor, You have to become addicted to hard work, because passion and obsession, even talent, are only useful tools if you have the work ethic to back them up. My work ethic is the single most important factor in all of my accomplishments. Hence why I'm doing this video and that I'm back on Twitch, because I've gone through it, gave up, pushed through, gave up, and now I'm pushing through again, and now I want to be consistent. So hold me accountable. The number one excuse I hear from people as to why they don't work out as much as they want to is that they don't have time. Look, we all have work obligations. None of us want to lose sleep, and you'll need time with the family or they'll trip the fuck out. I get it. And if that's your situation, you must win the morning. Very, very important. Listen, by the way, follow him on all socials. He pushes out amazing stuff. I mean, amazing content. Always be ready to adjust, recalibrate, and stay after it to become better. Okay. The sole reason I work out like I do isn't to prepare for and win ultra races. I don't have an athletic motive at all. I don't know if that's true. But it's to prepare my mind for life itself. Life will always be the most grueling endurance sport. And when you train hard, get uncomfortable, and callous your mind, you will become a more versatile competitor. Train to find a way forward no matter what. Because there will be times when the shit life throws at you isn't minor at all. Sometimes life hits you dead in the fucking heart. And no matter where you are, life will present you similar opportunities where you can prove to be uncommon. It's about wanting it like there's no tomorrow, because there might not be. It's about thinking of everybody else before yourself and developing your own code of ethics that sets you apart from others. No matter what you or I achieve in sports, business, or life, we can't be satisfied. Life is too dynamic a game. We're either getting better or we're getting worse. Last two. This video is a little bit longer than I thought, sorry. I took ownership and started to change. I love that quote. It reminds me of another book that I read that I want to highlight next month for the book club, and that's called Extreme Ownership by Jocko Willink. Also, strongly recommend that. Last one. I hope you're willing to change. You'll feel pain, but if you accept it, endure it, and callous your mind, you'll reach a point where not even pain can hurt you. Once again, guys, these are just quotes that stood out to me that I love to reread and think about it, meditate on it. But it's a very, very powerful book, and I really highly suggest you read it from front to back. Okay, this is not a sponsored thing. There's no link for me to get paid for anything like that. This is just something that has enriched my life, and that I hope by you reading it, it will enrich yours as well. So, once again, Can't Hurt Me by David Goggins. Master your mind and defy the odds. If you want to see more book reviews, book summaries from me, or kind of quote summaries, I guess, from what I just said, then look me up on Twitch. Dynamic_United. That's where I'll be. Take care, guys. Stay safe.